Hi. Okay, I thought we would do a quick about me. That way, if you don't know who I am, it'll introduce me to you a little bit better, and I'll explain maybe my channel a little bit. And then if you have any questions as we go, you guys can always leave them for me. So, I am 51 years old. I am a mom of 2 adult daughters, ages 30 and 34. I have 3 grandkids, 2 teenage granddaughters, 14 and 15, and then I have a grandson who's 9. One of my daughters lives fairly close, about almost an hour away-ish, and then the other one lives down south. So I get to every now and then see the grandson. I have a husky. Her name is Nala. She makes a lot of appearances in my videos because she's cute. And she knows she's cute. She's actually full grown, but she's very tiny. She is 44 pounds full grown, and she stands about your kneecap. I am 5'2", so my kneecap's not very tall. But let's see, what else? I live on 2 acres out in the country, so I'm a country girl mostly. I love my jeans and my hiking boots and Roll King and TSC. So pretty much no fuss, no muss. I tell you like it is because I don't have much of a filter, which most people don't normally mind, but some people I think do. I don't know. Most people I know love me for it, but it is me. So I like to do yard work. Of course, Ed has to help me do some of the yard work because of my back. That's a whole other story. We were hit by a drunk driver over 10 years ago in 2009, Christmas Eve 2009. A drunk driver he was an E7 in the Army. He was home visiting family, and his name is Christopher, and he hit us for a ton. We were in a Chevy HD truck, so a heavy duty, and he totaled the whole truck and then blew out the windows in it except for the front window. 2 vehicles were involved in that accident. We were in the middle. He hit us from behind and pushed us into another old truck, and that truck ended up that guy said he's seen the accident coming, and he had both feet on the brake because he thought that the guy behind us was coming at a high rate of speed. We did not hear any brakes. He never hit brakes. He never made a sound. And we were going to see Christmas lights that night with the grandkids and my sister. They were in the vehicle with us. So anyway, that's a whole other video. We do live on 2 acres. I love to garden. I actually like cleaning. People hate to clean. I love cleaning. And when I tell people I feel like my house is a mess, they get mad sometimes. But to me, it does sometimes feel like a mess, right? So it just depends on who you are. So I am what we call a traditional housewife, a trad wife. And that is, I do 85% of the housework. And I feel like I should do that much of the housework because my husband works 12-hour shifts. He has a 2-2-3 rotation. He works for 2 days, 12-hour shifts. He's off for 2 days. He works for 2 days. He's off for 3. But then eventually he goes 2-2-3, and then he works for 3. So I know it's confusing. And then every 4 weeks, they bounce anyway. So Ed, 4 years ago, got a job at Miller Brewing Company, so he's a maintenance man over there, which is ironic as heck because of the car accident and alcohol and how much I hate drunk drivers. So I'll do a video on that later, though. I have always been kind of that traditional housewife. When my kids were little, before I married Ed, I worked full-time. They were in daycare and school. But then after I married Ed and we moved here after he got out of the service, I ended up staying home because kindergarten back then was half day, and I would have had to hire someone to watch our daughter. Daycare back then did not give kids their inhalers. So I would have had to have been working closely because if she would have went into an asthma attack, I would have had to go take her medicine. We decided it might just be easier for me to stay home, be with the kids. And I was until they were like 8, until Kelly was like 8. And then I went to work part-time and then still took care of the kids. I worked while they were in school. And then I ran them to all their sports. I took care of most of the homework except for math. I hate math. Oh, I hate math. And then I I just did most of the house stuff. Back then, Ed mowed all the yard just because between the house and the kids and sports and everything, I didn't have time to mow the yard. And so we were glad when my oldest got old enough. She kept saying, I want to mow the yard, I want to mow the yard. And I'm like, you're not going to want to mow this yard when you get to a certain age, because then you're going to hate it. And she's like, no, I want to mow it. And so, of course, when she got to a certain age, and she always had to mow it, and she's like, I don't want to mow the yard anymore. I was like, I tried to tell you. Anyway, they're both grown, out of the house, and married now. 2 beautiful granddaughters, 14 and 15. Grandson is age 9. And hint, hint, I'd love for them to give us more grandkids, but I'm just not sure it's going to happen. Ed and I've been married 27 years. We do live on 2 acres. We both are pretty country type people. No fuss, no muss. I don't really love fancy stuff. I mean, of course I like diamonds and I have a pink closet, but So I'm trying to think more about me besides my crazy husky that makes appearances every now and then. She's actually being really good. I'm waiting for her to kick off and start talking to you guys, because she usually does in a video at some point. So we'll see if we get through this and she doesn't. Other than that, I mean, I do a lot of gardening. I do a lot of home things. My channel is basically home and things that I enjoy, like smart home, cooking, cleaning, life hacks, for laundry and whatever I think of that I think will help, just because it's things that I enjoy. So I don't want to take anything away from other women, though. When I say I'm a traditional housewife, I don't want women to think that I'm setting us back, because I appreciate all the hard work that women did to give us a vote and to allow us to have equal pay, which that is debatable, I guess, but but if you are the type that you love to work, but you love your kids, I'm not taking that away from you at all. If you work part-time and you still have kids, I'm not taking that away from you either. If you needed a career, that is awesome. I never had a career that really just sounded good. I'd always just wanted to be a mom. I wanted to be that person who was there when they got home from school. I wanted to help them with their homework. I wanted to take them to their sports. I wanted to be the class mom who did all the parties when they were small and in school. And I got to do all of those. I volunteered with the PTO. I chaperoned school dances. We did Secret Santa workshops, and I helped run book fairs, and I was there for all the Valentine's parties and Halloween parties at school. So I made copies at school for all the teachers, and I went on all the field trips as a mom. So I also coached t-ball. I coached soccer. I did Girl Scouts. I was a Girl Scout leader. I pretty much signed up to do anything that I could do, but I wanted to help be the one to mold my kids. And I had a good childhood, but there were things about it that just wasn't. So when I got to be that mom, and I was a very young mom, I got pregnant with Heather when I was in high school, and that'll be a whole other video maybe later too. But and then I had Kelly at 20. So I wanted to be that mom. I wanted to be there. I didn't want to go wait till your father gets home. I wanted to say, oh, if you're doing wrong, we're going to talk about this. We're going to fix this. And if we can't fix it, then you're not going to like what's going to happen, because you're going to listen to me one way or the other. So I tried to be gentle, but I was firm when I needed to be. So Ed back then worked 8 or 10 hours a day. Now he works 12 hours a day. I do feel like if he's worked a 12-hour day and an hour's drive there and back total, I feel like I should be the one to clean the kitchen or to do dinner. But that's not to say he doesn't mind doing dishes. He doesn't mind cooking dinner. He actually loves to cook. His gas grill is his baby, and it doesn't sit outside. It stays in the garage, and he wheels it in and out so the elements don't get to it, and it doesn't get snow covered. Of course, we've done that for years, where we used to leave them outside, and of course they rust a lot faster. So I just feel like, if he's going to work and bring home the wage, and I can't, because of my back and that whole mess, and that'll we'll talk about that later. But I just do feel like that the traditional housewife role is mine. But there are things that I need him to do outside. There are things I will tell him, hey, I need you to do this. I need to make a note so you can take care of this whenever you get a chance this week. He does take care of most of the trash, and he doesn't mind cleaning a tub. He doesn't mind vacuuming the floor. But I do feel like when he's working 2 or 3 days in a row, 12-hour days, driving an hour, that he should have a meal. Now, today I had an appointment out in town. By the time I got home, it was 4:30. I did not have a chance to cook, and he had to have leftovers from Super Bowl, but he was completely happy with that. So I'm not taking away from women who have to have a career or want to have a career. I'm not taking away from women who have to work or would love to be home, but also would love to be at work, or full-time, part-time, doesn't matter. I appreciate everything that was done to give us the right to vote, to give us the right to work, to give us the right to make money. But I personally like, even not now, but 25 years ago when the girls were at home, I was the traditional housewife. It was my job to put a meal on the table if he was working. He does do a little bit of laundry. I don't like him to touch the colors. I don't like him to touch my whites. But if he wants to do a load of towels or a load of jeans, have at it. Sounds picky, I know, but it is the way it is. There are certain things I like to do my way, and I'm not going to have him do it because I don't want him to do it his way. So, and that's on me, right? You can't tell someone to do something and then micromanage them and tell them how you want it to do, because that's just wrong anyway. So, don't think that I'm taking away, but I am a traditional housewife. I love what I do. My channel reflects the things that I like to do in the home or out in the yard. I love gardening. I love flowers. Hopefully one of these days I can get my master gardener designation. That's a whole other subject. And, so it is just what it is. So I'm not taking away from anybody. If they need to work or want to work and need a career, that's fine. I'm with you. And I wish you well. So I do want you to be kind on my channel though. And if you're not, I will block you. I showed my closet once. I was so proud of this closet when I had redecorated it, and I had arranged it to where the storage just made sense. And then somebody told me I needed to get right with God. How dare I? So I don't know with what redoing a closet had to do with what I do otherwise, because that person didn't know me from Adam. I don't know, but so just be kind to each other. If you're not kind on YouTube, you see something you don't like, then back away, scroll, keep going. Otherwise, if you have any questions for me, leave it in the comments below. Hit like, hit subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook. My granddaughter decided I should be on Instagram, so I am now on Instagram. I'm new to Instagram. I've literally had Instagram since December, so no judgment. So I'm very techie, though. I love smart home products. If you actually look at my YouTube channel, you'll see that. Anything tech, I like it. So I'm going to jump off here, guys. I need to clean the kitchen. So I am a traditional housewife. Here I am. Have any questions for me? Gardening, house, whatever. Have a problem, a stain, whatever. You just want to say hi, want to ask questions? Feel free to throw them down there, and we'll talk soon. Bye.